So this plant goes by a variety of different names, usually American Burnweed, sometimes Fireweed. It is actually an annual, scientific name is Erectites hircifolium. This annual can grow really, really tall, and even though it always looks promising, it's going to have some big, huge flowers. The flowers are actually very, very small and almost never seem to completely open, as you can see here. The main visitors are mostly little bees. In fact, let me see if I can see any here that might be, I don't see any in this patch which are taking advantage of this particular flower, but they're usually very small, small bees that can get on in there. If it gets pollinated, it produces this very profuse but thick, oh, here we go. Here, in fact, is a halictid bee. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has to really work to get in there in order to be able to make use of the plant and pollinate it. But regardless, since it's an annual, it produces a ton of flowers, and again, it does provide nectar source. It again, if that pollinator then pollinates it, you end up with a big fluffy seed ball like this, which spreads the seeds far and wide. They float in the air. You can see some of the seeds here floating through here, much like a dandelion. It tends to be called a burnweed or fireweed because it comes up usually after disturbed areas, oftentimes like after a fire or something like that. It's one of the first colonizers to come in and then you know, land with one of these seeds. The seeds that stick in a seed bank, and then I can take advantage of that new growing condition. You can see that this thing does spread far and wide. There's quite a bit of it here. You actually even see the wind starting to take some of these seeds to start yet another pile somewhere else. Not too many things eat it. It does have some protective chemicals in its leaves and so forth, but like you already saw, it does have some wildlife value. It is native, and in fact there's even a species, let me see if I can find one. Here we go. Almost always you can find some. There's even a species of leaf miner. I think this is a fly, but I'd have to look this back up, that makes use of it, and absolutely it's the only thing that can feed on it. As well, it's been noted to support at least 2 different species of caterpillar, according to Doug Tallamy, but there are many other like generalists that will feed on it. Things like woolly bears and army worms will probably feed on it too. So a very neat little plant, extremely common. Again, tall, can get up to 8 feet tall. It always looks like it's going to have some big, huge blooms, and then what you end up with are usually very small, nondescript. They never seem to fully open. But regardless, they do support pollinators, as you've seen, and then they produce these seed pods and then start a new colony somewhere else. A pioneer plant, an annual, and native, that does have its value, but perhaps not in a very formal garden. American burnweed or fireweed, otherwise known as Erectites hircifolium, a neat native annual.